sponsor, Parati's Quality Meats, located in Cranford, New Jersey, serving customers all over New Jersey for the past 50 years. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Football Talk presented by the Shore Football Report. And I'm Coach Rob Davis. And today's special guest is Red Bank Catholic's head football coach, Coach Mike Lange. Coach, thanks for coming on the show today.
Oh, thank you for having me. My pleasure.
Let's get right into this. Let me introduce you first, and then I'll have you speak. Coach Lange's been the head coach for Red Bank Catholic. This is his second year. Before that, he was the defensive coordinator at Red Bank Catholic, where you won the state championship, the non-public 3, 2018. Correct, Coach?
Correct. Back in 2000.
That was awesome. Before that, you were at Cardinal McCarrick. For 2 years, you were the offensive coordinator, and then later turned into the head football coach before that school folded, correct?
Correct, that's how.
Yeah. And before that, you went to your old stomping grounds, Bishop Bar, and you coached there for 10 years, which I think is pretty neat that you were the defensive coordinator for 5 years and then the offensive coordinator for 5 years. So you did both ends on that, coaching at your alma mater, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoy both parts of the game. So it was a great experience for those 10 years there.
That is great, and I'm looking forward to hearing this next part, Coach. This next section is called the process. And in the process, I think it's very important to hear how people got to where they got to. And I love hearing that. That's the biggest part for me. So you're basically going to walk us through your resume. And nothing comes easy, Coach. You just didn't get something handed to you. You had to build a resume up, and you had to win over the interview to where you are now, the successful head football coach at Red Bank Catholic. Coach, can you take it right here and let us all hear your great story on how you became the head football coach at Red Bank Catholic?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Really my coaching background, it started in 2000 when I was finishing school. And as you said, I went to Bishop Bar, I graduated in 94. After college, I kind of got into coaching more of like try it for a year or two type scenario. And next thing you know, it's 20 years later, still doing it. I was like I said before, I was at Bishop Bar under Ron Hilliard, who was one of my high school coaches, and I was lucky enough to kind of get thrown into the wolves a little bit as a defensive coordinator for my first 5 years, and then I kind of switched over the latter part of my stay there as the offensive coordinator. Had some good years, some playoff runs there. Obviously, being an alumni there was a great experience to go back there. 2010, I left there, took a year off, got married. Kind of was one of those things where maybe that was it. And next thing you know, I was coaching again at Cardinal McCarrick as an assistant. The next year, I took on the head coaching job there, which is Group 1 school. Is a tough task. I felt in the right direction, had some good numbers coming back. Unfortunately, some financial things with the school. The school decided to close that year. And then really I was kind of at the point where, then it's like, all right, what am I going to do next? And I was, fortunate enough to connect with Coach Edgerly, who in 2016 was coming back for the second run, and he hired me as his linebacker coach. And I was there 2 years I worked with Matt Ahern as the current Colts net coach, with him on the defense. And then he had gotten the job, 2017, 2018 at Colts Neck. And then Frank had moved me up to DC. And, we had a good run there in 2018, won the state championship, made the playoffs next year. And, I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity to get this job, which, is obviously one of the best jobs in the state. I mean, I feel very fortunate. A great program, community, school support, just all different levels of this. It's just a special place. And, I'm really grateful to be here, to be honest with you.
Coach, now when you guys won that state championship in 2018, was that your first or was that your second school's state championship?
I believe it was the second, 2014. We see it wanted to beat Del Barton Finals, I believe that was what it was.
Cool. Yeah.
So, it was two in the, what is it, two in the last 10 years we've won. I believe both of them were non-public Group 3s.
That's awesome. My next question I wanted to, because you've been a head coach, you've been an OC and a DC. Now, your responsibilities change and the stuff on your plate changes. When you became the head football coach, did you notice that very quickly that maybe things were a little different in your head with, external pressure and all that stuff from, you might not realize it as a assistant coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so many different, as you know, there's so many different uh, levels of responsibility outside of what's on the field that I think until you kind of put your toe in the water, you're really not going to know it. And again, I was fortunate that I had great assistants that are with me. That obviously we have a great offensive, defensive staff. We have a great just assistants and freshmen. So we have a lot of great infrastructure as far as the program itself. But to your point, like, yeah, right away, like, within a couple of weeks, when you're just right before COVID hits, like, you're organizing your weight room, you're trying to figure out, what you have coming back, all those little things, the discipline things, all those little things that you just, as an assistant, you don't really have to get involved with. They catch up real quick.
Balancing out all the, what's the word I want to say? Maybe egos, even as the coaches too. We all got them.
Yeah, no doubt. No.
So, that coach, that's a great story with you in the process. Thanks. Hey, coach, this next part, we're going to talk about the COVID, but I'm going to take this mask off because I'm sick of wearing it. I'm sick of talking about all the negative stuff that the COVID presented to the country and our football community.
Right.
I want to hear something positive. Give me something positive the Red Bank Catholic program got out of the COVID season. Let's hear it.
Well, I think there's really two sides to it. I mean, obviously, I think I think I've seen other guys talk about this more tech side of it, where you can virtual meetings and all that stuff, and obviously we benefit from that between Huddle and Google Meets, Zoom calls, just like everybody else. I think you found another way to manage your team and be productive with not having them there. But I think the other side of it, more on just really the human side of it, is just learn how precious this is. How it get taken away from you that quickly. And I think going into this year, I think our kids are more appreciative in that way because they just know, like, we got dinged a couple times with it, where it's like, some of them weren't under our control, but I think that's learning that, hey, this is a very precious thing that we have here, and we got to take advantage of every moment we have. And I think it's just important to kind of relay that.
Yeah. I tell you what, you don't realize how much you love something until it's gone, or potentially gone.
Absolutely.
And coach, us football coaches, and when I say us football coaches, I mean everybody in the country. We are so flexible because when these rules were coming out, we kind of all were talking to each other, going, "Okay, I get it, but we still want to play. Okay, we'll adjust to that. We still want to play." But when everything came out and we had all our rules, and it was like 10 pages of rules that we had, phase one, coach, we never talked about phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 ever before. Pods. I mean, we had to call each other up going, "What is a pod? What do you mean phase?" I could not understand how we had only groups of 10 in phase 1. You knew people out there wanted nothing to do with football because as well as I know, you need 11 to kind of simulate a football one side of the ball. But
I'll go one step further with that. It's like, I'm very excited to start my first practice at RBC, and you weren't allowed to use a football. Right?
Coach, I yelled at a kid because, we have all these guidelines and we're telling these kids, somehow a kid brings a football to practice and decides to throw it to somebody else. And that's not in phase 1. Yeah. I went crazy and they looked at me, these kids, going, "What is going on?" Because they don't know that thing falls downhill on us because we have administrators and all that. But there will be absolutely no football during phase 1, but we have football practice. They didn't understand that.
It was something else, that's for sure.
Or you got kids that you're keeping them group A, group B, group C, and you got to separate and you document it. And when practice done, they all go in the same car. It's like, What?
Yeah,
That's nuts,
yeah.
Coach. It was
I
tough.
was. I won't miss those parts. That's for sure.
Not so. Thank God that we're kind of in a better situation with the COVID, and it was good to hear that you
Absolutely.
guys found some positive stuff coming out
Yeah,
of the
absolutely.
COVID season. Okay, now, Coach, we're going to talk a little 2021 Red Bank Catholic high school football schedule, and then on the right hand side, the new division, the Constitution that was just put in place this year. Coach, you want to talk a little bit about both?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I mean, we're opening early this year, which I guess is considered 0 week. We're invited to play in a showcase down in Ocean City, New Jersey, which is the Battle of the Beach, which is sponsored by the West Jersey Football Conference.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be we're playing on that Saturday where there's 4 games. We're right in the middle at 2 o'clock, and I think it's an opportunity to kind of showcase our program in South Jersey. Uh, it's against a tough opponent, a Timber Creek opponent that's won 4 sectional championships over the years. Has numerous Division I kids,
Mm-hmm.
Division I quarterback this year. So I think it's a good test for us right out of the gate, and I'm excited for it. Obviously, if you look into as we go, obviously we have Wall Week, which is week 2.
Yep.
We have a bye on Labor Day weekend, so obviously I think that game is obviously going to be a big one, being the success Walls had the last couple of years. Raritan, got a lot of respect for them. They do a great job with their kids. They're always prepared. They're always ready to go. And then we have Manasquan, which, hey, their program has been successful over the years. Then we have RBR at home, which is always that rivalry. Ocean Township, a lot of respect. A lot of good players there over the years. And then finishing up with Rumson, which is a rivalry game in itself, and obviously excited to have them on the schedule. And then we'll go into the pod. We'll see where we go. But ultimately, like for us, it's a great schedule. But for all for us now is 828. That's all we're telling our kids
Mm-hmm.
about.
Mm-hmm. That's a tough schedule, Coach. I mean, you get your showcase in the beginning, and then you got to play a Wall team that was number 1 in the state of New Jersey last year, and have a lot of guys coming back. That is going to be a marquee game for both of you guys. And then looking right down right there, that every week that you got some good football teams that you're going to be playing. Really.
Yeah, no, it's not easy. I think that for our kids, like it's just one game at a time. And like I said, we'll get to those games later. But for right now, it's just been about getting ready for what's going to come up in a little over a month here. But we're excited. I think we do a great schedule for us. I think it's, to your point, every week is a battle. And the division overall. I mean, you look at historically these programs that are in here with us, had a lot of success over the years. Great coaching there,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of great players. So it's going to be a tough task, but we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Now on the right hand side, the Shore Conference is changed. The divisions are changing every year, and they put it with balancing out competition and all that. There's so many different variables in there, but they put together a division which includes yourself, Manasquan, Ocean, Raritan, Red Bank. For me, when I've been coaching at Barton, that is a tough division for me to be playing. It's very competitive. A lot of tradition there when you're looking at Manasquan, Ocean. Of course, yourself, Red Bank's got Coach Fallon now over there, and Raritan has been getting it going the last couple of years. There's some rivalries there, right?
Yeah, there's just like you said before. There's a lot of tradition there. There's a lot of quality coaching. I think every week you got to come ready to play. I mean, again, it's I think there's what you want on the slate there for us, and it kind of comes with the expectations of being at Red Bank Catholic, to be honest with you. But we're looking forward to it. I think it's a quality division, quality schedule. But again, it's just all about week 1.
A lot of exciting games in the Constitution next year. Every game that you're playing. Hey, now, Coach, I want to hear about your 2021 Red Bank Catholic football coaching staff.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think it's a staff that we were all together last year. during the COVID, I think, we've been together for a couple of years now, the majority of us. I think continuity is a big key here. And again, I think, obviously we're a close-knit group, trust each other. I don't micromanage a lot of stuff here. I mean, so we have an offensive staff and a defensive staff. Our offensive coordinator is Joe O'Connor. Used to be the offensive coordinator at Milltown South for years. And we're going to be, spread no huddle, similar to what he's done in the past at South. And, I've been a spread believer too. So we're going to pick up the pace here a little even more this year. My defensive coordinator is Kevin Gall, who worked under me when I was the defensive coordinator here. Just kind of moved him up the ranks. A lot of experience there. Came from Colts Neck, was the DC there. We're pretty, I guess we're a 4-3 team, but I don't know. We run every defense. We're cool. And then going down the line, I mean, Mike Rosenfeld, he's our quarterback coach, our pass game coordinator. Been in the Red Bank Catholic for a long time. Joe Gallagher is our wide receiver, defensive back coach. Again, another guy who's been at RBC, I believe, 17 years. Keith Hugger, coach, been here, I believe, 10 years now. This going analyst, Andrew Lemure, he's our running back, assistant linebacker coach. Does a great job. Matt Finnecane is one of our offensive line assistant coaches, helps out with the freshmen. Jason Rattan just came over from St. Joe's Metuchen. He'll do the tight ends and defensive ends. Don Gleason is a freshman coach who just came on 2 years ago. Lego's our head freshman coach, does a great job year in and year out with them. Got everybody out with Jay Graham, our defensive line coach. I think I pretty much hit everybody, but somebody.
Yeah, Coach. Now, do you allow your coordinators to coordinate? Are you inputting any stuff there? Like, what is your role in game call?
I think I touch a little bit of everything, and more of just obviously I don't not know what's going on.
Right.
I mean, we run defensively. We pretty much run the same packages and the structure that we did when I was the DC. So that's really not changed. Little verbiage wise, offensively has changed, but to me, even my background was spread. So we're all on the same page. It's been a lot cleaner this year, just because you think of trying to put a new offense in last year in 2 weeks before a game. It's just summer to kind of put things together now. It looks a lot better. Again, okay. We're all pretty much on the same page day in and day out as far as what's going on in the script, what we're going to run, or we're going to change something and practice on the fly. Pretty tight and organized as far as that. But so far so good.
It takes a lot of stuff off your plate though when you have coaches that you can trust and they're able to coach and be the way that you want it to be.
Absolutely, and they're good, great guys. My big thing is we care about the kids, and I think that's the thing is we're just like everybody else in the shore. We got a passionate group of guys that hey, we want the best for the kids, the best for the program. Like you said before, as far as egos, I feel not that I guess you always worry about that, but I don't have any fear with that stuff. I think everybody's there for the right reasons, and it's a great environment. It's exciting. I think our kids feed off of that.
All right, Coach. Now let's talk 2021 Red Bank Catholic football team. And before you do that, tell us a little bit about what you guys run offensively, defensively, and then talk about your key returning players that you are very excited about this season.
Okay, no, I appreciate it. Offensively, we're a spread no huddle team. We're a zone based structure. A lot of different personnel, a lot of different kids coming in and out off the field. So we're looking at, again, what I was saying before, just because we had the whole summer as opposed to last year, really look to pick up the pace as far as that. And we've done a nice job, being able to implement some different things that we just weren't able to do last year just because of time constraints. Defensively, we're multiple. We're base 4-3, but we'll be in a lot of different stuff. Whether it's 3-3, it's stack stuff. We kind of shuffle the deck a lot, but again, it provides lot of opportunities to kids to contribute, which I'm a big believer in, and keep fresh legs. So we're going to run with that a little more this year again. Again, going back to just having a bigger summer to kind of install things, I think, this makes a world of difference.
Mm-hmm. Now, Coach, talk about a little bit of your key returning players. Now, from the outside looking in, you got some talent, man. You really do. Some of the top players in the Shore Conference are on your team this year, and they're all coming back. Give us a little bit of about a couple of the players.
Yeah, no. So I think it starts with our tight end defensive end, Alex Bauman. He's about 6'4", about 230 now. He's a returning first team All-State kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the sky's the limit. I think we're just kind of touching the surface as far as where he is. I mean, he was a guy who was dinged up his sophomore year when his brother was a senior here at RBC. Played 6 games in a previous year, had a great year. And I think full summer, he looks great, healthy, runs well. I think he's going to have a heck of a year. He's really talented, great. He's just a great kid, great
Mm-hmm.
program. And then probably the next one, Vince Carpenter. Recently just committed to Purdue University as an offensive tackle. He's about 6'6", about 290. Pretty kid, still learning his craft, but look for him to be a big contributor this year.
I imagine your line's going to be pretty big, right?
We won't be small, I guess, but a little early here on that. But I think we got a lot of talent up front there. Skill wise, we had a kid who was a first team all short kid at receiver, Najai Rama. He's going to be a junior this year. About 6 foot, about 190. Great route runner. Again with a bigger year and more time, I think development will be there. We have Sabina Bertella back at halfback, the all-state wrestler. Going to play both sides of the ball again for us. I mean, we have a bunch of different kids that can contribute in a lot of different ways. We obviously have Alex Brown coming over from Modern Day, or John Cooper, looking for them to contribute. Aston Mahias is looking to contribute and buy into what we do the right way here.
Yeah, there's some talent there, and I know you have a lot of great core players too to add to those guys you just talked about. Your expectations got to be real high, like always, yeah. Coach. Would you say that your expectations are the same as every other year, right?
I think it's the same as every year. I mean, I think it's just the norm of we're going to play at a high level. That's the expectation that, I'll be honest with you, was here before I got here. So, mm-hmm. We're not looking to change our mindset as far as that. And again, going back to what I was talking about, schedule-wise, it's just about week 1 for us. It's about Timber Creek, and that's what we're dialed into. But, I think if things take care of business, we'll be all right.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to covering you guys this season. You're going to be in a lot of big games because you've created that platform for your program. Your coaching staff's all back, and continuity, like you said, is very, very important. And you guys got a bright future, not just this year. You got a great program that you should be very, very proud of. And I'm looking forward to watching you guys play this season.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the support.
Coach, I want to thank you for coming on the show, and please support the Shore Football Report. I'm gonna be a .com. I'm gonna be a .com. Keeping it quiet because I know everybody would be writing .com on it, but I'm gonna have a .com. I got 2 guys working on my website as we speak, and I'm gonna be doing weekly talk shows and putting our top 20 of the every week. We're gonna have a fan poll with our coaches poll. A lot of great stuff going on, and I love to see you guys supporting it, and we'll be covering you guys. So thank you very much, Coach, for coming on this show, and keep working hard. The Shore Conference is definitely going to be rooting for you on the first game when you play Timber Creek in the battle at the Bay.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.